There, Weatherby two-wheel drive.
Wheel drive.
Does it really matter what you drive?
It doesn't, because you said you didn't even need a mic for that. And guess what? You didn't need a mic for it.
I guess not. This is All Terrain Nation presented by who, Kelly?
White Knuckle Off-Road Products.
And why should people care about White Knuckle Off-Road Products?
Well, for one, they're, from our experience, the best sliders on the market right now.
Yeah.
And they're just a mom and pop shop. And, you know, until recently, that's all they did for years and years and years. And every single one of our off-road vehicles has had White Knuckle.
That's right. Hopefully you guys can hear us all right. We're idiots. Clearly we're idiots. But tonight we got, I think, a good show. I've been dealing with business stuff till now, so that's why we're a couple minutes late. And I had to throw on my special suit.
I had some glasses for you and everything for that.
I know, I couldn't find them.
Oh, I could find them.
Well, we're good now.
You just
but it sounds good. Well,
okay, cool.
That's great to hear. But yeah, so tonight we are going to discuss some issues I saw at the local Jeep dealership, and how I feel like they're able to overcharge like they did back in COVID. Man, you come in and just tear the studio up.
Come in like a wrecking ball.
I know, but the way they're charging in for doing nothing, basically they're overcharging people by up to $4,000 to $5,000 to get those prices up, or either it's to fill in the rebates that they're double dipping on somehow. But we'll get into that in a little bit. And then I want to show Kelly the new Z. Nissan refreshed the Nissan Z and made it more period correct, we'll say. So I want to get your opinions on that, and I'm sure we're going to debate this. Those right?
Ears are supposed to stand up, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Well,
except for when they're on your head.
Honk, honk. Oh, wait, look, they stood up.
Stop it. This is a family show ish.
All right, this has got to at least come down a little bit. It's hot as hell in that thing. Yeah. So Kelly bought me this amazing Ralphie. From the what's the Christmas story Ralphie outfit. Do it one more time. And yeah, this doesn't hold up like it does in the movie. But yeah, I had the Ralphie glasses too, but I could not find them. But
I can go find them.
Kelly was wearing her Christmas onesie, and I said, "Hey, I didn't wear this for Christmas."
It's true, because he was an old, grumpy old man.
I was, and I don't think the zipper wants. There it goes. Want to go down a little bit. But how you been, Kelly? We're about to do a big trip.
We are. We're about to do actually 2 big trips.
Where were we 2 weeks ago?
I had to think about it a second. We were in Detroit 2 weeks ago.
Where are we going to be in a day?
Detroit.
That's right. We're going to drive right back.
Well, we'll be there Tuesday.
Yeah. But yeah, Detroit Auto Show time.
Yeah.
This is our actual first Detroit Auto Show.
As a channel.
Yeah. Well, for me, my first ever.
Yeah, it's your first ever. I haven't been since I was like 10.
But it would not have been our first Detroit if Detroit, the auto show itself, would ever have figured out what day and time they wanted to.
Where it wanted to be.
During COVID, right before COVID, they announced, hey, we're going to do the summertime auto show. Or I think it was more springtime. And which sounded like a great idea. The weather sucks in Detroit. Spring's really pretty in Detroit. So they, then COVID happened. And then they could never, they kept trying. They were moving it. And unfortunately, the best time, I think, for this is January. And why I think that is all the manufacturers are in Detroit. It's sort of it's always been known as the Super Bowl of auto shows.
Yeah. And
so don't let Chicago, New York, and them get all the fun stuff. And then you're kind of an afterthought. You are the auto show industry. So,
well, and what's What's crazy is I don't remember a ton about going to the auto shows because my parents are General Motors retirees now, but they would go to the auto show. My mom would go and be like the, I don't know that you ever knew this, but she was like one of the.
No, yeah, she's told me about
did
this.
she tell
Yeah,
you about this?
yeah.
Where she was one of the like, what do they call them?
The hostess.
Yeah, like one of the hostesses in the GM booth where she would talk about the vehicles and stuff like that with people. And so she would do that as an extra thing from working at General Motors. So she would do that. So we would go down there. But really the big thing I remember about the Detroit Auto Show is it being a frozen tundra every time we would try to go. So
well, I'm nervous. We've packed like it.
Yeah, so I'm nervous that it might be a frozen tundra because it usually is, and it's too hot, isn't it?
I mean, it's a
well, maybe we need to take that to Detroit just in case.
This is definitely this is real. This isn't some thin, cheap.
Oh yeah, no. Not sponsors, but I will just say Drunken Elves, but that's not the name. You get it because I'm not, we're not sponsored by them.
They're not sending us any money.
But the Drunken Elf company is where these are from, and I got this for like $25.
Yeah.
And I got that for like $25 or something. No, because they weren't going to see them.
No.
But
anyway, so Valley Dude 5000 says we got football and Golden Globes tonight, but here I am watching ATN Family because this for me is the best. Thank you, thank you for that. That is that's a compliment. That anytime you can be over Hollywood stars winning fake awards, that's a compliment.
Wow.
And I mean, football. Now I will say we're in prime football, and it's not just like so. If the audience is down a little bit tonight, I get it because well, it's playoff time. And Chicago Bears
playing tonight.
I'm not sure who. 49ers in Philadelphia is playing.
Oh, so really,
it's probably the best game out of all of them too. But we're the best game in town.
Eric Jefferson says that you were missing a pic of the old Ranger Raptor on the wall.
That's a good point. That is a good point. There's an empty thought. The problem we have is I love these frames, and I think we only have 3 of these frames.
I'd have to look in to see.
Yeah. More of them. Back when Target was cool.
But Maya Nice is in the chat as well. She's up a little bit, but welcome in, Maya. We're glad to see you tonight.
Yeah,
you're one of our favorite people too.
Definitely one of our favorite people. Oh, sorry, couldn't read this one. We're still trying to get our monitors at a decent place I can read them. As a kid, my dad was a firefighter and worked out at No. 1 Engine House. So the auto show was nice as a kid. Sorry, parked at the station and walking across the street.
Very cool. I'll have to see where the fire station is in reference to the station or to Huntington Place. It was Cobo Hall when I was growing up, but I guess it's Huntington Place now is where we're going.
Yeah. Anything crazy for you this week? You don't drive a lot during the week, so nothing probably too much happened.
Oh, you mean this past week?
I know our Broncos like nasty as can be from all the trips we've taken on.
Our kids back to school this week.
Yeah.
She started back on Wednesday. So we're
soccer mom mode again.
Back in ball mode. Yep.
The Raptors getting a true workout.
I did my first carpool on Thursday or Friday. I think something like that. Maybe it was Wednesday.
Yeah, it's across from Cobo Hall. Friday. Nice.
So we're actually staying not far from there.
Yeah. Anybody in the area, come say hi. I mean, not that we're people that put our pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, but may have some stickers or something with us that hand out.
But yeah, I mean,
so tell me,
day job keeps me very, very busy these days.
So we'll end up on I know I'm kind of brainstorming here. We'll end up on the auto show. So what kind of memories did you have? I mean, I know you've told me you were always a car girl. You liked cars. Yep. You probably didn't at the time realize what the big deal the auto show was. I mean, it's a big deal, but you didn't realize in the industry.
No, yeah, I didn't really realize it was such a big deal because it was just part of my life, right? So like you would just go occasionally, and it was kind of it was like, oh, we get to go. But a lot of times that was I don't know if it was before the public were like they had a lot of public days, but I remember going when it was like none of the public could go. And so it was like we would go when none of the public could
go. So
kind
of like press days.
Kind of like press days and stuff like that, as I knew. But I thought it was something super cool because I knew I was there on a non-public day. Mm-hmm. So I guess back then I thought it was only special people could go.
Any cars or anything stand out? Like some
Honestly,
memory?
unfortunately, I don't really remember much about the cars that I saw there. I just
Mhm.
remember feeling like super cool to go to the car show and like with my parents. And like I said, like it was a frozen tundra. And so I felt like I remember there being like snow up to like wherever. Now, being a kid, who knows, maybe it wasn't as tall as I think it was, but that's kind of the things unfortunately, I don't remember too much about the cars that were there at the time, but I would just remember feeling cool about it.
Well, so yeah, we're gonna have to create some new memories for you.
Yeah.
Something that sticks in your brain this time.
Nothing too exciting there.
Oh, let's see. What do we got going on here? Profile picture is from the ice cream stands at the basement of the auto show.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool, man. So Kelly, I want to get into tonight's main topic, which is the industry as a whole of about how dealers, we all know, okay, manufacturers set a price of a vehicle.
Right.
And so there is an MSRP, or as Toyota like to say, RSP, because they know their dealers are just going to jack the prices up no matter what.
That story, by the way.
Yep. And I happened to we stopped by the local Jeep dealership the other day, and of course, let's start here. So when we bought our Bronco, our Rebecca the Red Bronco,
yeah.
I told the people, I was like, look, auto journalist, I'm trying to do stories on this. I don't want any BS. And I was very upfront about it. I said, because at the time you could move your reservation, I said, if there was going to be any BS, I will just move my reservation, like no harm, no foul. And was promised, oh no, none of that's going to happen.
And everybody wants to be the first one to sell a Bronco in Tennessee.
Yeah. And so our Bronco shows up. We get to see it once it come off the trailer. We did a little walk around video of it. You see, we knew the price, $54,000 was what it was going to be.
Our guy contacted us as soon as it dropped on the lot.
He was sick and contacted us.
He was sick. And
our salesperson, amazing. Mm-hmm. And it got put on the showroom floor, I'll say by accident, though I don't believe it was, with a price tag of $80,000 on it. Our $54,000 Bronco. Now this is peak pandemic. So I'm not faulting the dealership at this point.
This is November of 2020.
Yes, 21.
To give you an idea of when it was.
So we knew the price, and suddenly we get the hey, sign on this. This is what you're financing. And I was like, well, what is this BS? And what did they put like a couple different protection things they were going to sell us
$2,500 or something worth of production stuff.
Yeah. One was they were going to somehow ceramic coat or some goofy like that coat.
Yeah. The ceramic.
The interior plastic and it was $1,500 or something. And did they try to do the nitrogen in the tire BS too?
No, they didn't try that at that time, but they tried to do the Ceramibrite thing on the outside of the vehicle.
Oh, and they were going to tint the windows.
Yeah, they wanted to tint the windows.
For the two front windows for $1,000, which I can have done for about $400 easily, if that. And this was my first, being a young journalist at the time, was my first kind of like, what's this shit? Yeah. Like this, we had this conversation,
and we bought many different vehicles before, so it's not like this was our first.
Yeah, we're not rookies to buying vehicles, but if you don't kind of we're hyper focusing on this stuff. Dealers can sneak this stuff in you, and you probably don't pay a bit of attention. And so we ended up negotiating, getting this off finally. It took probably a week and a bad video. I had a little bit of flex at the time. We weren't that big of names, but we had a little bit of flex at the time of like, hey, we want to make this right. Well, it's not, because dealerships, they're on YouTube, man. They don't want the chain of negativity start people getting in the comments, bitching, fussing, like, oh yeah, that dealership. Because I seen it today on the video I dropped, which is part of the inspiration for this, of, hey, how can we make this right? And they, at the time, the funny thing was, at the time they were like, hey, we're going to include a free hardtop for your,
you'll be first in line and you'll get a free hardtop the first time.
And which was hilarious to me, because I don't generally want this position to get us anything. Like, we get a lot of press trips, we're wined and dined, and that's fun, but it doesn't change my opinion of certain things. So I told the general manager, I was like, look, man, I don't ask for anything. Like, if you're asking, you're going to give me this, sure, right, I'll take it. Right. But we're not doing this trading for anything. Oh, no. And I still have the voicemail, by the way.
Funny thing is, we never got the hard top.
Yeah, never. So I went in there.
On the hard
I went
top.
in there one day, and the general manager's got a glass office. You can see right through it. And I talked to my salesperson. I was like,
fishbowl.
"Hey, any word on that hard top?" And he goes, "Well, let me go talk to him real quick." And instead of presenting me, so we could meet. You know, I like to do business face to
No,
face.
it was a couple things. We were missing our points from the sale too.
Okay.
So we were missing our points from the sale.
I think
our Ford points. We were missing our Ford points. From
yeah,
the
there was an extra points we were missing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so the general manager wouldn't come out. And I knew right then, I was like, I know where this is going real quick. So I went in front of I just beelined over there and saw him in his little glass cage there and just ignored me. And I was like, and so then I get a phone call like the next day going, "Hey, you know, the tops, they're not, you know, selling the tops yet, but here, we're going to give you some Ford points, some extra Ford points." And once again, if you tell me you're going to do something, I'm going to hold you to that. If you're like, only because you made the offer, right. I didn't ask for it.
Right.
So, and so long story short on that, we never got the points. We will never do business with that dealership again, ever. No, and I have that dealer. That salesperson calls me on my birthday. He randomly texts me.
And we have told him if he ever goes to any other dealer, we will absolutely buy from him. But unfortunately, we will never buy from that dealer again.
Yes, but end all be all was that was a kind of a first bad experience. Obviously, pandemic times. We should have known better, but it is what it is. And you know, now it brings up to something that I wanna bring up and show you. This was in today's video. Let me hit the old share. And there we go. So Kelly, nothing against this dealer. Right. I don't want anybody like being pissed off.
And this is not the dealer that we were talking about.
And no, this is a completely different dealer. And this is not exclusive to just this dealer. Every one of them in town we found do this. And I've seen multiple across the country, us looking at car lots. They do this stuff. And so that's not their normal window sticker, Kelly.
Right. That's an additional.
Yeah, this is an additional window sticker, which is hilarious to me. But let me see if I can. I want to show one. I want to show the window sticker of one. Oh, this was a prime example right here. If it'll launch. All right. So there you can see there's the window sticker and their extra window sticker there. And I just want to hit play.
I feel like this is their way of getting around like saying it's a required thing.
Yeah. So this Kelly was a Jeep Wrangler 26 Jeep Wrangler Sport. Sport is their entry level model. Now you can get like a Sport S, a couple extra plugs, plush things, and you can load them up a little bit, which they did when they ordered this one, which I think in the video it's going to run over there in just a second. I apologize for not being so with it because like I said, I was in a phone call with another journalist. But so this thing, let's see, $51,000 on that, Kelly. Now this is a Sport. This is the cheapest Wranglers, entry-level Wranglers you can get. And do I show up there? But no. So here is the package. Oh, is there a service agreement available? Which is, I guess, oil changes, stuff like that. Which that's a nice thing to put on there. Like, as
long as they disclose it to you is what they've done, because we've had not this dealer.
Oh, that was a Nissan
previous dealers we have had where they go, oh, here's your bottom line number, and don't worry, you get oil changes for 3 years on it, and all this other stuff. When come to find out, we paid for that package at that point, but it was not disclosed when we were purchasing it.
We were not sold that you were paying for it.
No. We were not sold that you were paying for it. It was disclosed that we were getting that as part of our purchase, but not that it was a package we were purchasing.
Right. Which is, I mean, because I would probably, if they disclosed oil changes, I'd probably do that because it also,
if I know how many I get.
Yes, they didn't sell us on. You got, what was it like? I forget. It's like 4 or something total for 3 years.
It wasn't 3 years of oil changes. It was X amount of oil changes that you can use within the next 3 years. So then when we went to X plus 1 and we go to check out, they go, oh, your oil change is $89.99. No.
What did I do?
You told them.
No, I don't say that part, but I did flip out on them a little bit.
You did flip out on them a little bit.
At the time I was well known covering that brand. But here, let this play down. So Nano care ceramic package for what I
1,800 bucks.
yeah, basically $1,900.
So I kind of understand that because it's ceramic coat on it, is what I'm guessing. It's an external ceramic coat.
But it doesn't say what they're coating. That's problem number one I have with this is it just says it's a coat.
They'll tell you later.
Yeah, they will.
Tell you later.
Because you know what? You'll have to sign the warranty for whatever that BS is too. So, and then what's next?
Looks like a GPS and battery maintenance.
Yeah, wouldn't your warranty that you have for a minimum
Mopar GPS?
No, but what for one, GPS as a person, a land surveyor who uses GPS every day, they don't need serviced ever.
I wonder if that's the subscription package.
Well, no, I guarantee it's in the
No, but that's what I'm saying is I'm wondering if it's an added subscription package for $399 for their GPS.
No, I'm sure I think they're double dipping on that is what I think they're doing, because remember how the Jeep dealership with our Gladiator tried to charge us for something?
Nitro.
No, it was something else that we had. Oh, the wheel locks. They wanted to double charge us for wheel locks.
Yeah, they wanted to charge us for wheel locks. When you looked at the sticker, it was already on the sticker.
Yeah, it was on the sticker for like $99, and they wanted to charge us $500 or something.
Yeah, on this extra.
So, and then finally, wheel and tire package. When did this not come with wheels or tires?
Well, it's an upgrade, baby.
Yeah, but that upgrade is paid over here.
Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe it's their extra.
Yeah, well, I guarantee you had. So part of how we know how they'll screw you is we watched our Gladiator come off the trailer. We knew it was there before the dealership knew it was there because we've been tracking it.
We heading there on the way before the dealer.
Because they told us, oh, we don't have one of those on lot. And I was like, well, your website's showing. So they're like, oh, yeah, it's on the truck. Just literally called us and said. I
again actually found it before the rest of them knew it.
Sorry, Miss Squire.
Sorry.
Anyways, but we knew, and then so they were like, all we have to do is do the inspection on it, and then we'll roll it out, sell it to you.
And then they tried to sell us on nitro tires.
Yeah, and the wheel locks and all this BS.
Yeah.
But Kelly, almost $4,000 worth of BS right here. Mm-hmm. Like that's in this. Yeah, you know, you always go, okay, you add something, you won't ever notice it in the payment. Probably this. What are you going to notice? $10 a month or something in the payment,
maybe.
But this is all dealer extra that Mopar or Stellantis doesn't get any of this. This is all the dealership doing this bullshit, which now that $51,000 vehicle is a $54,000 vehicle. And on this particular one, trip me out, it's a base.
Yeah. So
they've jacked up the price of a base now to probably a Willys edition.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know it is because I go and see a Willys edition that had a window sticker of $55,000 before they do this crap. They got it $60,000. Why do you think they do this?
Yeah, so we've talked about this. We know the dealers don't make a ton of money, right? So like they make a certain amount over invoice is what they make when they go and sell that vehicle. They're required to have so many dropped on their lot. You're asking me a question. I'm going to answer it.
I'm just pointing so you saw.
Because you were about to talk.
I know.
So, you know, we've talked about that. They only get so much money. So you and I've talked about this, and I really feel like this is another way for a dealer to get a little skin in the game, to make a little money on it, because
that's all.
We know the cost of all these items are not their cost for these products. And that's how you do business.
Yeah. Invoice is never their true invoice.
At the end of the day, a dealer has to make money, and that's kind of their way of going like, hey, if we can only make so much on the vehicle itself, let's figure out new ways, because all companies are looking for new ways of revenue stream. Well, that's just what they're doing.
So what, you know what they're not also showing? Their what is it? What do they call their
destination fee?
No, the dealers always for their paperwork bullshit.
Oh yeah, the doc fee.
Doc fees. They're not even showing the doc fees on here.
No.
So that's something when you get to the finance department, they're going to go, oh yeah, there's a $4.99 doc fee included.
And it's non-negotiable. Yeah. Everybody has to pay the doc fee.
It's not us. It's not us. It's we're required. Like who's required? Yeah. I'll call Stellantis right now, and they'll say we don't require doc fees. Anyway, so this really struck me odd because during the pandemic, you could get $5,000 to $10,000 over on a vehicle easy.
Yeah,
and I think that was like a drug to dealers.
Yeah,
that. Suddenly they go, you know, the pandemic, we're getting cars again fairly quickly. So people aren't as willing to go, well, sorry, I know the MSRP is this.
Right.
And I bet if we look on the website, which I should pull up here in a minute, it doesn't show this extra fee.
Probably not. It's probably going to say see dealer for additional options.
Yeah.
Is what it's probably going to show.
But so dealers are getting an extra $4,000 off of it. Well, the funny thing is to me, and I know Eric in here works with this. I know Allie's talked to us a little bit about how her dealership works. And I'm not picking on this particular dealership. Once again, I want everybody to know this is pretty standard now across the board. I just what pisses me off is so invoice is truly not invoice. There's an invoice. Yes, it's close to it, but they get negotiations with it. They make money, and when they run, we've got this credit union wants to work with us, then they're going to give you the best rate. You know why they're giving you the best rate?
Because they get a kickback on that.
Well, because they've negotiated an extra point of that percentage for them. So the dealership is constantly getting kickbacks from that stuff as well. So people, I don't think buyers realize that, that's the business. I get like banks want to be competitive, so they offer
that's how mortgage
dealerships.
Companies work too.
Roll 100%. But then you go, okay, well, Jeep's saying there was an $8,000 rebate right now. Oh yeah. So guess who gets the rebate? You sort of get it, but then they get kickbacks for these rebates. But then they go, okay, we can offer you a $5,000 rebate, which is going to bring this price down to right at $50,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they've still cleared more money on a vehicle than what it was listing for. And this BS kind of, it just pisses me off about this of, there's a new generation coming up that just assume anything on the internet is what it is. That's the price. I mean, of course you go to Walmart, you don't go negotiate the price. You go to Europe, any other country, you don't negotiate the price.
I was just going to say you go anywhere else most of the time you go anywhere else in this country or in this world that besides the States, and you're going to negotiate.
Maybe Israel, some of the Middle East countries, they love negotiating, but you're not buying cars from them.
Right.
But like this isn't a very American way of doing business. And I'm very capitalist. I think free market works for everybody. And if I don't choose to spend my money here, that's my money. I'm not required to. But at the same point, it's sad to me that our son, our daughter's generation, unless we advise them well, which a lot of parents, some do, some don't, are just going to accept this. This is just the cost of doing business. You just have to pay this stuff.
Yep. I agree. Sorry, I was trying to read.
Let's see. Does that help?
Yeah, for the price they're asking is not worth it. I would rather buy a Ford Bronco Raptor. You get more for the price. Jeep wants to charge you for old tech.
Well, I will say this, I'm not going to beat Jeep up on that because they're at the end of the life cycle of this generation of Wrangler. JL is, they get 10 years out of a generation. So it debuted, or it was an 18, I think started shipping late 17. So we're like a year from basically seeing the next generation of it, which we will bring you coverage of that, by the way.
But yes, comparing what's on the market to each other, absolutely the Bronco Raptor is a much better product on the market from that perspective with the new tech because it's a new generation.
Right. So here's this was a used Rubicon. It's a 21.
Dang.
And I mean these goofy, they got Raptor lights in it. I would pull out. And then I love that you can't really see it in the video. It bums me out. But they were asking $51,000 for this used 21. Now mileage was, I think, 14,000 or something like that. So not bad mileage for that age. But then they go, we're going to manager special it for $39,000.
I was going to say, so what does that tell you compared to Bronco? Because it's kind of the same scenario. Now that $39,000 number is more like what we're seeing on the Bronco market, like secondary market from that perspective now for that year. Well, definitely not the 51. It's not going to carry the 51.
Well, there was I have another video of it. There was a 21 Big Ben they had there for 39. Now, I be honest, I have to choose the 21 Big Ben or the Rubicon. I'm going Rubicon all day long because you're getting the lockers and all that. You're getting, I think, more for your money.
I guess it would depend on how beat to shit I thought that thing was, though.
I want to say they were both similar mileage too. Oh no, it was the Heritage that was the $39,000.
But it didn't have many, or it had more miles on it than that.
Yeah, probably did. I think, yeah, if I remember right. But I'm curious, and you guys in the audience here, what has been your experience with some of this stuff? There's good dealerships out there. There's good salespeople. I know Eric in the Jefferson here in the chats is a good person, and anything if he's selling you, it just comes from the dealership.
Yeah.
I am curious about your experience, how dealers have treated you. Now, once again, I fly out for Ford products now. I basically fly to
Kansas.
Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. Yeah.
Brighton Ford in Michigan, because for one, it's Ford country, so they can't really jack you around because everybody works for Ford.
Yeah.
Which is for flying out of state, which is great for us, but they've always been very upfront. They don't charge any extra. You order the vehicle from them. There's no BS about it.
Well, and honestly, it's really easy to do all the paperwork and everything too. Like, they're well versed in how to do out of state transactions and all the different things too. So it's been
which
super
we've
easy.
learned means a lot.
It was super easy. We bought the Mustang from there. We bought the Ranger from there. The Ranger for him, actually, I mean, I know it was kind of special treatment because obviously this wouldn't be an every time common thing, but like you showing up, getting the keys handed to you after we'd already filled out all the paperwork
at midnight.
Yeah, we had already I had already filled out my side of the paperwork. He'd already filled out his. And so we were in such a weird timing. So yes, we understand that was kind of special treatment from that perspective. But the point is that it wasn't sitting in a dealership for 30 minutes to do paperwork. It was quick and easy. And they knew how to do all the transactions ahead of time and be ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So here is all right. So this had the 4-cylinder too, which probably is honestly a better motor than the 3.6. So 21 Rubicon, 21,000 miles. That's still not bad, really, for that age. I mean, somebody didn't drive that very much.
Out of that 36,000 mile warranty, though.
Oh, well, 100%. I go back to it. That lady back there. Funny side story. This lady kept watching me.
I was gonna say I didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, she was. I think she was locking up the dealership, and she was just. I could see her grinning at me like this. But that's a little sidetrack on that. But let me go back. Like even Jeep people trip me out with all the stickers and BS they do. I never realized there was an American flag on the little indention in there. Yeah, $39,000.
Says the one who's getting ready to put the biggest freaking sticker you can put on a car.
No, we'll discuss that in a minute. Damn it, David. Anyway, so. It was interesting on that. Now here's we go in. I go into the back of the lots, and this is so for me, Wrangler Willys is the best value out of all Wranglers. You get rock sliders. You can see them down there. You can get some rock rails, which is the old Rubicon style. You do get the old Rubicon red shocks. I don't think there's anything special about them, but they used to put them on Rubicons. Nice hard top. You're not going to. I mean, you can I think order the body matching hard top, but you get nice parts. You're getting the higher clearance fenders like they do on the Rubicon now, which we didn't get on our Gladiator. I think they've changed the package somewhat, but I get into this as well here. So I'll show you the window sticker here in just a minute. All right, $55,000, basically $55,100. We paid, I remember our Gladiator retail, this is a 21, so a few years ago, retailed right at $50,000. So, and Gladiator and Wrangler prices are basically equals. They're always the same.
Which they weren't at that time.
No, because of the pandemic, everybody wanted Wranglers. But we'll say $5,000 over what we paid.
Which is a 10%,
definitely
10% increase.
Definitely inflation's hit that, but whatever. That's a lot of money for $55,000, and 21 would have bought you a base Ruby. So that's just how we all know Jeep cranked their prices up during pandemic, and they're paying for it now. Mm-hmm. Sales are way down as far as company wide. So now you're getting into that same add another $4,000 to that. And what do you get, Kelly?
Almost 60.
Yep. And I think I show that window sticker here in just a second. And I believe it does say 60. And now you're getting $60,000 for this is Jeep's mid-tier product, not the Rubicon. This is their mid-tier stuff. And look, if this pops up, this is the price of a Sahara. $65,000. Now, obviously, a few more luxuries. I feel like this price was about $100 less than what the Sport was. but
Shouldn't be because it was all the same price. It's all the same price.
I would assume so, but I feel like it was 38,000 on the other one. Something Jeep does great, colors. This rainbow of colors right here, that Kelly, that purple rain. I'm not a purple guy, and I would own this thing in a heartbeat.
Which always shocks me when you say
Because you
that.
love purple. You're a purple
I
girl.
do, but I don't know that I ever would drive a purple vehicle.
Really?
Yeah.
So this particular Rubicon, okay, so it's going to be expensive already. You can see the painted matching top.
Right. All the accessories are there.
The 35-inch tires. You can see I don't remember what they call that package now. Extreme something. I don't know. Their Jeep keeps changing the names of everything. And good looking vehicle. I'm not going to fault them for it. They ordered this just right. They got the capable bumper on there, which is definitely extra. I believe this would be an X, what they call their Rubicon X platform now. So it's loaded. So come on, Dave, show us that number. So, okay, there's 26 Rubicon. It is because it's Purple Rain now, so new color. And there you go. $72,000 now. I bet it's not an X. I bet it's just
the same package.
Yeah. But how you can get Raptors now, Bronco Raptors for $75,000 to $85,000,
right?
Which some might say is a better vehicle. I tend to say it's a better driving vehicle for sure.
It's more comfortable.
Yeah. But how does this Jeep dealership, okay, and then the Ford dealership across, town, who we, not fond of, they do the same thing, and you're just nickel and diming customers to death here, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, but everybody's doing it because everybody's trying to find that little piece of, the pie, so to speak, because
is it greed though, or do you think it's because dealerships, the operating margins are so small?
I think it started out as greed, and now I think it's survival.
Really?
Is what I think it is, because everything's gone up from a cost perspective, and I don't think the money they're getting from these vehicles on a flat rate has gone up. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen the numbers to know. Like,
they negotiate. They do. So Nissan's negotiating this because Nissan's in a hole right now. They had bonus programs that they took away.
But my point is, I don't think that their margins have gone up between the top number or the amount that they sell the vehicle for to what they bought it from Jeep for example. So I think everybody's looking to pull in a little bit more because wages are more expensive, health insurance is more expensive, all these things that they are required to provide to their employees and everything else. If you think about all those things, we know taxes have gone sky high in Murfreesboro. So I think that really operating costs have gone through the roof. And I think that they're trying to make up for it. But like I said, I do think it started as greed because I think in the COVID times they had to go, oh, we can get all this money. Oh, we can do this. And
so was it Pandora's box kind of being open?
I think so. I think it was Pandora's box because it gave them an opening to say, oh yeah, we can do this now. And then they go, oh shit, we have to do this now to survive.
Well, I can see your point to that a little bit of like, okay, wages, I know my business I work for, they jacked everybody in 22. They gave everybody a $2 an hour raise.
Yeah.
Because they knew inflation was coming and they were trying to offset it for the company just a little bit for their employees. And I'm sure some of these other, most of your big companies they won't want to give raises till they have to, basically.
Yeah.
But which very well.
Oh yeah. Sure do. Yeah. Coming from a job that guaranteed raise every year to go into one that it's not guaranteed is a little.
Or they different. Offer bonuses and then go, oh, we're not doing bonuses anymore.
We'll just leave that one on the table.
That's a different channel.
Yeah.
That's Medical Nation. But I mean, we could beat this up all day, but I am curious about, once again, you guys let us know in the comments what you think about this. It is interesting to me. Like I said, I'm not beating this particular dealership up because I do plan on over the next couple of weeks. I want to explore this a little bit more. I want to say, okay, they're getting almost $4,000 for parts.
Yeah.
What's the Chevrolet dealership doing? I will say this, Beeman was at least up front with on their window sticker. At least I knew it as window shopping.
You mean what is the Ford dealership doing? Is that what?
Yeah,
you
or
meant?
do they
'Cause you
put
said
this?
the Chevrolet? Or
No,
'cause you said
and Ford too, but going to the local
you said
deal.
Chrysler. I thought you said
It was
something. Go
Chevrolet.
ahead.
Going to the local Chevrolet dealership, seeing are they doing this? Are
Yeah.
they, especially, I will say this, they're upfront about it at least.
Yeah.
They didn't, I don't know by law if they're required to.
Well, and it's like you and I've talked about how many times have we gone into a dealership over the last, well, since the pandemic? How many times have we gone into the dealership since the pandemic and it goes, see the front desk for price? Like they won't even put a window sticker out there. Like how many times have you seen that? So at least they're being honest and putting
that was
on the
tough
window
in the
now.
pandemic, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
you wanted to shop and
Yeah.
and you knew, okay, I'm gonna get dinged for another. Oh, I remember what the dealership nailed us for on the Ford dealership nailed us for.
What's that?
It was if you didn't bring a trade.
Oh yeah, we got nailed with that one too.
If you didn't bring a trade, you had to pay $1,500 more. And you're like, well, how does that math work?
Yeah, so we essentially ended up losing. So we lost 2,000 on the trade, but we gained 1,500 for not doing it. So really, we paid them an extra $500 to buy this truck from them when we bought our Bronco.
Yeah, because the idea when we bought our Bronco was we were going to trade in. We were going to own the Gladiator 6 months to the year till the Bronco came in. Well, the Bronco came in a little faster. I mean, 6 months, but it was a little fast. We bought the Gladiator in May, and which turned out to be nice. We could A/B vehicles, which they were fairly similar. But yeah, and that was funny that there was two $1,500 they did. One was $1,500 if you didn't bring a trade. And then there was another $1,500 if you didn't use their financing.
Because we actually had financing lined up with our bank. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were going to hit us with $3,000 out the door if we didn't follow their rules.
And if you look at their website, we did a podcast about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
And if you go on their website, it's about a millimeter of my finger.
And we are over 40 now, folks. We don't see that.
Some of us are over 50.
They know that. But so Andy so kindly texts me and says, ma'am, I see you, because I was on my phone and I wasn't chatting with anyone. As I told him, I was actually looking up to try to figure out what a Mopar GPS and battery maintenance package is.
So did you find anything?
It says it's an AI response says it's not a single specific branded package. Rather, Mopar offers separate products and services related to GPS tracking and battery maintenance through various plans and accessories. So it really doesn't even talk about it, but it says there's a stolen vehicle recovery maybe as part of it, built-in battery backup maybe.
So the GPS they're putting in there is an supposed aftermarket.
It's like low jack is what it sounds like. And then there's a battery maintenance. So sounds like to me is the battery maintenance. It's like, hey, your battery goes out after the warranty.
Yeah.
We're still going to give you a new battery.
Which is probably a watch battery, to be honest.
Probably. But so just so everybody knows, I wasn't just being rude. I was doing some research.
See, look at us. We do research as we BS.
But Andy did say,
where we at? Because there's a bunch of comments I want to get to.
And that's what I was going to say. This fool said comment, and then he's not even reading the comments.
I needed to finish up. Andy, you've been with me for a long time, buddy. You know
he has to finish his soapbox.
Yeah, I've got.
I sit over here and roll my eyes while he finishes his soapbox.
I've got to rant just a little bit. All right, I'm trying to. Oh, look at that! Andy gave us a super chat.
Oh, that's what you said, super chat. Hi, Andy. Thanks for the super chat.
Thanks, man. We used to get a lot of super chats, and people must be like, "Ooh, these people."
Like, shut up, Kelly and Dave.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to Detroit Auto Show. Buy us a drink.
Wow. Anyway, go through the chat.
Right. So let me go through here, man. Y'all been busy. So let's see.
We already did that one.
Oh, we did that. Okay, sorry.
So that's kind of where we stopped.
All right, so what's this one, Kelly?
These dealerships are acting like car collectors trying to sell in exotic car prices. Yeah, it does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? Sometimes.
We're not long for a Bronco and Wrangler costing $100,000. Now I know the Raptors and the 392s. Get rid of that.
You just want to get me started talking about.
Well, there, we got to debate things, but seriously, I remember truck prices. I remember we got to 40, and they seemed to hang around 40 for a while. Mm-hmm. We went to 50. Like that, and now like 80,000 is going to get you a.
Well, the pandemic happened.
You can get an SL or XLT from Ford now, which is always used to be their next step from basement. Now they've over the years pushed it up a little bit. You're $75,000 to $80,000 for a new F-150 like that now.
Yeah.
So so prices are, it's amazing to me. We went from under 50K and we're going to go faster to 100K.
Well, and we've talked about this on different videos that we've done over different vehicles of time. I mean, the Durango Hellcat, for example, like if you'd have told me I was going to be driving $100,000 vehicle and be like, hey, I can kind of see where it's worth it. 10 years ago, I would have said you're an idiot. And those words would never come out of my mouth. Yet here we are in this market of where we are. And if you don't realize that $100,000 isn't that bad for a vehicle now, then you are disconnected from the market. Like if you want the toys, that's the market you're playing in, is the $100,000 mark. Not that I want to spend $100,000 or that I will spend $100,000.
Oh, speaking of what toys cost, it's time for our event to the local side by side shop.
Yeah,
and that's a whole nother.
Yeah,
Christ, what those things cost.
But my point of that is if you don't, if you are disconnected enough to not realize the cost of what the average vehicle is costing now, you're very disconnected. A prime example, I had somebody posted up in one of the local mom groups that I'm in. It was talking about their vehicles or their car just died on them or whatever. And they had a minivan and they're trying to decide whether they should go to SUV or minivan. And I said, auto journalist here. I said, depends on what you want it for. Minivan is great for all the things that you want. My number one is the Kia Carnival because I think it's the perfect hybrid of being an SUV, looking good. You also have your doors that slide this way and you're not worrying about them hitting
anything else. Which is convenient.
Which is super convenient. Has good cargo space, all the things. But if you're looking for an SUV, here are my top. My top was the Sequoia and the GX550.
Oh, but
I said that would be terrible for cargo room. I said, but the GMC Acadia has great area in the back.
Looks good.
And then what was the other one? Can't remember what the other one was I mentioned, but I showed her all 3 videos that we had done on footage on cargo area. And it was like, that makes a huge difference to a lot of people. And if you have sports and things like that, all that is different too. But
let's be honest, minivans they used to be awful.
Oh, 100%.
And they are not awful anymore.
No, they're not.
I hate to say like I would own a minivan now, but like that Carnival Kia, other than the engine problems that Hyundai Kia seem to have, freaking amazing vehicle.
Yeah, it's totally plush. We actually joked with friends of ours this week that we needed a driver for our trip we're going on this weekend. And I would totally own a Carnival.
Yeah, we have a bourbon. We're doing a bourbon run this weekend.
Yeah.
Going to Kentucky.
So, but I soapboxed it for a second. Apparently I needed to get it all out. But my point is that unfortunately the market that we're in now, just like everything else, every price has gone up. Yep. You know, when you say 70,000 for a vehicle, it's sad that I don't even bat an eye anymore.
But I think by 2030, we're damn near 100K for if you want a not luxury vehicle, but a damn upper range vehicle. You're 100K no matter what.
And it's unfortunate because these vehicles aren't gonna last for an 84-month.
My first house with 3 acres was 70 grand.
I know.
Now back in my day, that was in 99, but still,
I remember my parents bought their first house that we lived in. Well, not the first house, but the house I spent middle school through high school in. I want to say they paid like $119,000 in it. And by the end, when they went to go sell it, they'd made like 70 or 80 grand on it.
This house we're in now almost doubled from what we've paid.
Yeah, this house is almost doubled since we've lived in it. But
8 years.
Yeah. Something like that.
So comment, Kelly, what do we got going on here?
Yeah, so dealerships are always running cons. So funny that they are still pulling the nitrogen tire scam. 70% of the oxygen we breathe is nitrogen.
It was funny on our Gladiator when I called them out on that BS.
Because all it had was green.
All they put was a green cap on it. And I was like, I said, really? So y'all emptied all the air out of it?
Because they literally had it back there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To detail it.
And then ruined the radio in it.
Oh, yeah. And they scratched the shit out of the radio in the process.
Yeah. And then tried to say it came that way. I said no, because I said I got to be in the vehicle when it rolled off the thing. They let me look through it.
And here's the thing, even if it came that way, it doesn't matter. You still have to fix that shit.
Yeah.
And then after when they tried to do the warranty on it, they were like, oh, we're gonna wait till the next software update to fix that. We're like, why? And they're like, oh, because maybe we could put it under that software update. And you're like, what a scam.
Yeah, that was even
that you did the damage.
That was I think they're linked to the same dealership we're talking about.
It was not the Beam and Dodge, but it was another one in our region.
Let's see. We can find another comment here. Wow. One's in a t-shirt and pants, and the other one's in a warm onesie. Y'all having HVAC? No, we're being silly.
No, this has been my lazy Sunday outfit as I sit on our bed and do laundry and fold laundry.
Yeah, we just like to be silly from time to time. But hey, be sure to smash the like button, guys, for me on this video. I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, we are a great version of journalists because we're hybrids. We love to off-road and love silly cars, but yet we do the other side of it as well. I'll be honest, most journalists that I've found that we've got to meet over the past 8 or 9 years, they don't like cars at all. I'll be honest. I don't think half of them like cars.
I don't know.
And most of them don't even own cars. They just use the press vehicles. I'm like,
see that.
You're not invested in this. We buy vehicles for long-term vehicles. We bought a Gladiator. We've bought the Mustang. We bought the Bronco, and now we have a Bronco Raptor.
We've really paid for all of it, but
but
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's Financial Nation. Let's see.
That's Idiot Nation is what that is.
Well, of course. Let's see. There we go. So tell them 0 extras, no nitrogen in the tires, and you can remove the extras and take it off the price. I have a
reason.
I think sometimes they will. You get to the end of the month where they've got quotas they want to hit. I think that's when you can start. Hey, remove that and I'll buy it.
But I will tell you, when we bought our Bronco, that was not an option.
No, unfortunately for us, we ordered that thing how we wanted it and was told one thing. And when it came to picking it up, they were cold calling people on our Bronco as we sat there.
Yeah, in the cubicle next to us.
Yeah, we could hear them talking to people. Hey, I've got a red Bronco here in the showroom.
Trying to sell it out from under us.
And even financing came and got shitty with us. They said, well, we know you're just going to flip this. And like, I said, I knew the person. I was like, you know what I do for a living. I'm not flipping this vehicle.
And we owned it just shy of 3 years.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the point of that is that, yes, those things can definitely be negotiated in certain markets of the vehicle. But if you're looking at a highly sought after vehicle that maybe you have multiple people that are wanting, it's just like buying a house. If you've got 3 buyers going in, they're going to take the best offer.
Oh, of course.
They don't have to sell it to you if they've got somebody else who's interested in it. So the person that takes those deals is going to be the one that gets that vehicle. So that's actually funny because before we got too heavy into doing the car thing here on the channel, what was our rule with buying vehicles?
I negotiate your deals, you negotiate mine.
Right, because I have no emotional dog in the fight for the vehicle for you. You have no emotional dog in the fight for this. When we both started liking the same vehicles, that became a problem. So we both are emotionally invested.
So Buckeye says he drove 2 hours one way to save $1,300 over a dealer down the street. The dealer explained the trade and the new pricing and let me know about the tax rebates for the loan interest.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, is that's a reputable dealership there that's willing to do that. And again, that's a big reason why we go to Brighton Ford all the time, because we get the numbers before we drive up there. We sign all the paperwork before we drive up there, and we literally make it easy.
Here in Southern California, sometimes flying to another state can be cheaper than buying.
I can only imagine.
We've had good experiences flying. We go to Michigan for Fords. We bought from Illinois, which I love Lord to death, but there was just a slight confusion with that deal.
Yep.
I think that was just because they were a smaller dealership.
And it's just because we were in different states too.
Yeah,
it
they were a state we didn't deal with a lot to each other. Let's see, what do we got here? What's this one say, Kelly?
Jeep and all the Ram and Jeep products would have the worst factory paint job of all manufacturers. Seen 90+ K tungsten with enough orange peel that would make an orchid jealous. That's funny.
Oh man, orange peel in all vehicles now.
It's
if you really look down some night like that orange Wrangler we had up there, I guarantee you see just wavy, it needs to be color corrected. But it used to be okay. Lower trims like Centris, you're kind of like, well, you're kind of paying for, that's kind of what you get. And somehow I think the laziness of the industry just turned into that's what you get no matter what. because I've seen too many Lamborghinis now. I watch Ammo. I like you guys. I love YouTube. And
Oh my gosh, it's his TV.
there's a channel, Ammo. He details cars, and he from New York. They bring him a lot of cars to with the high end cars to put. I want this paint corrected, dude. He showed brand new Lamborghinis that look worse than some of the Sentras and shit here. And you're like, old Lamborghini, it was understand like old. They did everything by hand. New Lamborghini, no, it's
just like everything
Audi.
Else.
It's Audi. They like they do quality stuff. I mean, Porsche's under this banner for God's sakes, and Porsches don't go out that way.
Yeah.
But you're paying $400,000 or $500,000 for a vehicle to have somebody then go pay $10,000 to be color corrected. It's ridiculous, man.
Or to wrap it because you don't want to even look at it anymore.
Well, I think I would put definitely if I had a Lamborghini, where it's gonna get PPF no matter what. Let's see. Okay, Andy says chip prices have gone up because of AI. Would this affects all electronics? I somewhat believe that, and I don't somewhat believe that. I've watched enough tech shows on this stuff. I feel like the whole chip, because it's not the same chip. They're not using these high-end chips for AI, or they're not in cars that they do in yes, video processors and GPUs and all that stuff have gone through the roof because of this. First it was Bitcoin miners, now it's the AI industry. But I don't know, for your basic to turn a light switch on, they're putting the latest Intel anything in there. I could be wrong though.
No, but everything's looking for a chip. So I can see where Andy's talking about the chip prices have gone up because everything needs a chip now. It's not just everything.
It was amazing during the pandemic when you learn how many thing needs a chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
crazy.
was. I mean, maybe Andy is onto something there.
Well, that's like our little switch out there that I have for like the lights behind the bar or whatever. I guarantee there's a chip in that.
Yeah, I love this comment. Jeep thinks they're a Dodge Viper on those prices. Yeah. Oh man, I want a Viper badly.
It's not happening.
And you can get some Gen 1s now, 40 grand.
Where are you going to find 40 grand for a Dodge Viper?
Where have I found money for anything?
We're not having it.
I'll pimp myself on the street, man. Look at this outfit.
And then you go to the bank.
You don't think this drive the ladies crazy?
That's not how that works.
Look at this belly, man. This
Eric
is
Jefferson
lady love machine.
For my dealership, the only vehicles that make us any money at MSRP are Super Duties and Raptors.
Well, yeah, Raptors, they don't negotiate. So that I'm in a Ford Raptor group on Facebook, and I found it funny with it. The Bronco Raptor is seen cheaper, like its lesser cousin to the F-150 and Ranger Raptor, of what those guys always comment about.
So what has?
They act like the Bronco Raptor,
which
is way more expensive than the Ranger Raptor, but they act like it's just a lesser vehicle. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, like it's beneath them.
Come drive mine.
No, but like you drove the Ranger Raptor, great truck.
That's what I'm saying. Come drive mine and you'll see.
We got rid of Ranger Raptor was my dream truck. Loved it for the short time we had it, but I love the obnoxiousness of. I mean, you want a Raptor for obnoxiousness,
right?
And I don't even think the F-150 Raptor anymore is obnoxious enough. So come try. Yeah, you Raptor guys are weird. All right, let's see. I'm trying. Man, they've been chatting. I've been trying to catch up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. My Gladiator was $14,000 off. I don't feel bad about what I paid for it at all. And
good job, Justin.
Yeah, that's Mr. Zimmerman. He's going to find the deals. And he's probably already back's hurting driving that thing.
Probably. Your butt probably hurt on the way home from the dealership.
That's why you say $14,000 for those butt surgeries he's going to have.
Or get the butt cushion.
He's got to get that. Yeah, those Brazilian whatever they do.
Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah, we're gonna see Justin at Bronco Stampede, and he's gonna have these where did you get that booty, dude?
Justin, I'll find a butt cushion for you and send you an affiliate link off Amazon for you to purchase it. How about that?
Oh man. Oh, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. What's this one, Kelly?
From South Florida. I went to Tomball Ford in Texas to get my Bronco in 21.
Yeah, was that the one where I forget the guy. Hispanic gentleman, Jose or Jesus, I forget what is it, or no, George, not George,
Jorge.
He was all over the Broncos stuff for a long time. He was offering really good deals on Broncos back then.
Oh, and Tomball.
I can't remember the dealership name. Chevy was bad for tiger stripes for their painting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I do not care about sales folk. I care about financing things and how much money I can save on depreciating assets, which is that's the perfect way. I mean, obviously they're all depreciating assets, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you ever think that you're buying a vehicle and driving it off the lot and making money, then you're insane.
You had a year and a half to do that. That was it. Ever.
Yeah, during the pandemic, that was it.
Yep. What else we got going on here? I'll let you read this one.
Wow. Never let your woman tell you what you cannot get. Do first and ask for forgiveness later. Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to be on the title of the car too, so I can go sell it too. And you know how we buy our vehicles? We put "or" on our titles. Yep. So that means I don't need this asshole to go sell it.
I am an asshole. Let's see. Would you ever go back to BMW? This is a common. So we actually had this conversation this week. What was it? A 5 Series, right?
535i.
Yeah. So we had a 5 Series that one of the best driving cars I've ever had. Amazing. We did buy that one used.
Yes.
And probably a little too used. And we had a BMW mechanic from ours over the phone. Over the phone. You know, we did the FaceTime thing. And
the Carfax was good. The Carfax actually said that the part that ended up failing within like a month of us owning it was actually replaced a year before we bought the vehicle. So it was still technically under warranty, but the place that did the part initially, I actually called them in Texas and said, "Hey, any kind of help you can make here?" He's like, "Well, if you could bring it in, we can fix it." And I was like, "Well, the car won't go 6 miles down the road, so I don't think I can get it to Texas." Yeah. So long story short, we did a lot of research on it. We did all of our due diligence, but it still had its ghosts.
So the way I would do BMW is lease it for 2 or 3 years, and let somebody else deal with the problems. Great vehicles, but you're buying an expensive vehicle like that for a reason, because it's a lot of times cutting edge. Yeah. Problems with cutting edge is
they get dated.
No, they are cutting edge that aren't tested just yet. But no, so we had a water pump go out on it. Unfortunately, the water pump's buried in the middle of that motor. It cost us what, $4,000? $3,000,
$2,500, $3,000, something like that. But then also once they got in there, they said, your pulleys are kind of run out. You probably need to replace those too. And I said, we're getting rid of this car.
And because it was all-wheel drive, the transfer case was starting to leak and just stuff like that. If you don't mind servicing your own vehicle and some of that stuff, and we probably had a garage that I could have put the water pump in. I don't like doing that kind of stuff, especially German stuff. But if you're financially pinched,
I was willing to do it because I'm the frugal McDougal.
Just don't buy that vehicle if you it takes everything you have to make the payment.
Yeah. So and if you haven't watched the video, definitely go check it out. It's on the channel. It's the BMW 535i.
Night, Eric.
Night, Eric. Thanks for joining. But yeah, so if you haven't checked it out because we actually talk about that on whether we would rebuy or whether we would buy it again too.
Yes.
I loved my BMW until it stopped being reliable.
Yes. Let's see. Justin says it's got Fox shocks and super comfy. I think he bought the Mojave, which we were at the press release reveal of that in 2000 Chicago Auto Show when they did the press reveal of that vehicle.
Andy said anything with a computer in it is affected by the RAM shortages.
It could be. Andy, I'm stupid with that stuff, so I'm going to lean to your deal. Andy says you got to stop going live on the other channel. I was by myself and you weren't reading it enough. Sorry. So we have the podcast, the ATN podcast channel. We were trying to move these over there, but people just weren't finding it. Freaking algorithm of YouTube.
Yeah.
They don't realize, hey, we're a part of this network, and they just didn't give it any love, nor would they. So
yeah.
And I want to talk to people, much like you, Andy. I want to talk to people, and when there's like 2 people, and that it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Let's see. The electric BMW looks nicer. It looks better than Tesla. I don't know, man. BMW with electric vehicles, between them and Mercedes-Benz electric vehicles are a little sketchy. And electric vehicles in general right now, I wouldn't. The only way I would ever own like a Tesla, I'm buying it used.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like a 3-year-old, something that battery's not completely worn out yet.
Yeah, like prime example, our next door neighbors, they have a son that is a year older than Sydney, so she's 16, I think.
Yeah, he's a 3.
And he has a Tesla. And I, as a parent, that's pretty awesome because for one, it's gonna sound bad, but you can limit
Speed.
you can limit how far they can go and how much they can tool around town because they can only go as far as their charge goes.
Can you imagine getting right to the limit of yours and your car shuts off? It's like, nope. Or however, I mean, I'm being silly,
but yeah. So like it's, as a parent,
you've been geocached. You can't go further.
As a parent, it's kind of fun to be like, oh, well, you don't have to have cash this week, but I'm not going to let you plug in your car,
right?
Like because you can't, or you can only drive to school and all the things. Go before you go.
Oh, sorry.
Go up.
Which one?
Above the electric BMW. Right, that one right there. 311 Devil Dog. That wasn't the one I was looking for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the one right above it. The 311. Okay, so Bronco Raptor is my dream vehicle. God willing, 3 years from now, I have the cash to get one. How reliable is your Bronco Raptor? It's actually really reliable right now.
There's occasionally a the 3-liter, like the two cam phasers. Occasionally it's not a it's a known problem, but I wouldn't say it's like a be wary of it. Cam phaser issues in the 3-liter and 2.7s, which it just seems to be random when I hear people. It's not like, there's a batch of them going out. It just seems to be very random, but it's not I wouldn't say every day I see people bitching about it. Ours is, but we've put probably 20,000 miles on ours within a year and a half.
We'll hit 20 this weekend.
If you're looking for something for fuel economy, it's probably not the one for you.
If you want it miles per gallon, like you were talking about, then absolutely, and do the tune.
It's obnoxious.
It is obnoxious.
And I love every bit of that. So that's part of the appeal to me for that vehicle. Is
the guy at Wendy's actually told me my car was cool.
Oh, really?
When I drove through to pick it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do still get it. I had, so we were in, where were we at? And the guy goes, is that a rat? Oh, I was in Michigan 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, at the Costco.
I was filling up at the Costco there, and that guy goes, is that a Raptor? Is that a Bronco Raptor? Do they make those? And I was like, not everybody's interested in cars like we are. Some people buy boring vehicles and they live boring lives, This is what it is.
They might live adventurous lives and just drive boring vehicles. Come on now.
Maybe. But this guy, he was blown away that was a Raptor we were driving. But as far as I would like it to be a little more loud and obnoxious when you open the exhaust. It just, obviously for California stuff, you can't do that. But no, if you can get like a used one, you can get a 2 or 3-year-old one now. You can get them in almost 50s now.
Yeah, and of the 20,000 miles, I've probably driven 15,000 of those miles, probably.
Maybe.
And I will say, I don't open it up like he does. Actually,
yeah, as soon as she leaves the driveway, I turn on my driveway camera and probably see her. Like,
I will take off, but I don't open it up. I don't put the Raptor mode on like you do.
Oh no! Well,
you put it in, or you start the truck up and you change it to Raptor drive or Raptor mode.
Yep. Let's see. Valley Dude says Rams bringing back the V8. Yes, they are. But but what people don't realize is the V8 they brought back is the hybrid version.
I don't think
power. I forget what they call their power something. Not power boost. That's Ford, but where it will deactivate cylinders. It is somewhat not hybrid, but ish. I'm not sure of the.
I tried to be more eco-friendly.
Yeah. For the Hemi, but it is nice. Like there's no replacement for displacement in big V8s, man. Like when you hear them start, we talked last week about the RHO versus the TRX. You start both of them side by side. I guarantee you that you're going to look at the TRX before you look at the RHO, and they're identical vehicles.
Yeah. Click on the 311 Devil Dog. Up one. There. Oh no.
Up.
Sorry. I was right. Yes, and Andy, I can imagine the shortage or the washing machine because we had to buy one a couple years ago and it was ridiculous too. Said I would never buy an EV. I love to listen to the engine. EV are just too quiet. 100%. It's funny because we were actually, and you don't know this, but Sid and I were walking through parking lot somewhere. I know, and she goes, there's an electric car, because you can just hear it backing up. And she's just so annoyed because she actually likes to hear the engine too, but she was also raised in this household. So there's that.
So EV for me though, if you want to launch it, like if you just want to play in a vehicle, if you want to get car sick real quick at a 0 or a 1.9 second 0 to 60, dude, you've never felt anything like it. But you know how many times you're going to do that? About a dozen, and then it turns into a boring, soulless vehicle. Yeah, no, my Devil Dog, my dad had an old 77 C10 or what, Silverado, whatever.
S10.
No, that was the small trucks. C10s, I think, were the big trucks. And he had glass packs on it, and dude, you could hear, like, if I was ever in trouble and I knew Dad was coming to discipline me after work, I knew about a half a mile to a mile down the road when Dad was to kind of go hide or put some toilet paper in my pants, because I knew I was about to get a belt across my ass. But yeah,
imagine that. This one,
I know,
get in trouble.
It's mostly my grades. It wasn't as far as me like doing things to like get in trouble. It was mostly like, I've worked with you every day for 5 days to pass this test, and you just
and here's the thing. It's not, our kids don't have the, or you back then didn't have the ability to be like, oh, but the grades weren't all put in yet, because when the grades came home, the
report cards so that you could fudge.
Oh yeah.
And I remember they were the matrix, the dot matrix.
Yes.
Printer. And so you could turn that F into, I think, a B real easily if you were talented enough to do it, which I was. But the problem was, at the end of the year, when you failed that class, you're just delaying the ass beating you're going to get.
Yeah.
No, and our kids now, like, I know halfway through, like, the period of like.
But you know, I'll be honest, I don't think I've told you this, but I didn't look at Sydney's grades all last semester, because I said, you're a sophomore now, and it's on you, and you know that your grades are important for you to get in college. Yeah. So unless I receive an email home from teachers, but she knows that I have the ability to look on there at any point if I need to.
Keep going on this just a second. Any other things about dealerships before we wrap this one
up? So somebody mentioned dealerships. So just keep in mind that there are good dealerships and there are bad dealerships out there. Like we mentioned, there's a couple really good dealerships that we work with. Honest dealerships like Alcione Ford from that perspective. You've got Long MacArthur in Kansas with Tim and Sarah. You've got Brighton Ford in Detroit, which, like we've mentioned, we've done a lot of deals with. And you've got a lot out there that are good dealerships. Just do your research ahead of time before you get involved with someone to know kind of what you're getting yourself into, because not all dealerships are created equal. They're not all
there's
crappy.
one in I was just telling about it yesterday. There's a Jeep dealership in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Just about an hour north of Bowling Green, I think. I don't know their name off the top of my head, but dude, they're selling everything under. They just want to move metal. And you'll find dealerships like that. They go like, hey, I don't, because dealerships, they get dinged for, like, they don't pay for them for, I think it's 90,
like somebody said, 90 days. The lot rot.
But for 90 days till I think when their invoices are due, they have to start paying them. So they want to move it so they're not paying any interest on this stuff. So you'll find some good dealerships like that. But yeah, ultimately, I'm going to go more around the Middle Tennessee area. Just check out some dealerships. I think it was fun and a good way to see what dealers are doing. Now, Kelly, I want to show you this next thing. It's our final topic.
And I would agree, Devil Dog. I would have never, because I knew I would have gotten caught. I'm just a guilt-ridden person.
She is, trust me. So Kelly, the Nissan Z, we've drove the Nissan Z. I've drove the manual transmission. The manual that we drove. Brought back a lot of cool vibes. It was no Mustang by any means. Our GT Mustang, I felt like, was a better deal. But Nissan's, it's time to refresh it just a little bit. It's been out since 21 or 2. I can't remember. So it's a sports car. They get old fast. And well, this was from the Tokyo Auto Show, the auto salon. So they've refreshed the Z just a little bit. And I, for one, am very excited by it, because when they brought this version of the Z back, for one, Nissan's building this. They didn't go out of house to have somebody just badge a Z. I'm very happy that they did that. Unlike Toyota with the Supra. Had to go get a BMW. But some of the stuff when they initially took the people love the design of it. Brought back that 70s 280Z vibe. But back in the day, this big grill, it was just wide open. Like people were like, well, it sort of looks like it, but it doesn't have the complete look. And so I think Nissan was very aware of like, oh, people are kind of complaining about that. And they'll go, well, we needed all this air for the turbos in it. Well, I don't think they did. I think quickly they went, oh, let's sort of give it that more traditional Z old school look. And this green, now this is a rendering, but they did have, I believe at the auto show, they had the actual cars there. This green, I told you, I'm not a green person, but this color is pretty freaking wicked. I'm curious what your thoughts were, because I want to debate you a little bit, because you're not a sports car girl.
He loves to fight with me.
I do. You're not really a sports car girl, like these kind of cars, like
No.
the import cars.
No.
What's your opinions of seeing this?
The green is like an Emerald City green to me, like from the Wizard of Oz is what it reminds me of. That's kind of what the green is, but it also kind of looks a little pearly.
So when you buy it, you go, there's no place like home.
Pretty
There's
much.
no place like home.
There's no place like home that I can't afford because I just bought it.
Got no garage for you.
Got no garage for you, Lieutenant Dan. I don't know where that came from. We just watched.
Man, that's a lot of movie reference in one quote.
We just watched Forrest Gump again over Christmas. I don't hate it, but this is also like you've mentioned, like it's not my style. It reminds me of Porsche a little bit, the back end of it, but that's kind of just a sports car-ish idea. I kind of dig the purple, but I feel like it would go.
Oh, could you imagine that purple rain on this?
I was talking about the purple accents.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Around the wheels, it seems. But yeah, the purple rain on that would look pretty good. But I'm talking about the purple interior and all the things. I like it. I like the purple interior, but I feel like it would get worn out quick. Kind of like my BMW had that caramel special edition like interior, and I would have gotten tired of that if we'd have kept that car for very long.
If money's not an object, obviously, and I said, hey, I've got $60,000 to spend, and I come to you and I go, I want either the Z or the Supra.
Ugh. Why are those the choices?
Because I want the little hot import cars. Nissan seems to have something going on right now with their name. People are just sort of like, it's easy to shit on Nissan. Toyota, which didn't build that car, they did have a hand in the overall kind of look and tuning a little bit of it, but they don't build that car. Do you buy from somebody who actually is building the car, or do you go, well, it's Toyota, so it's quality, right? And you're like, no, it's BMW, really. So we're asked BMW, how would you buy a BMW?
I don't know that I would buy either, but if I had to buy one, I'd probably buy the Z, because I don't like imposters. Like I don't like people thinking that they're somebody that they're not. And so I feel like, because when we were in, Super was fun to be in, but I did definitely feel the undertones of the BMW. And if I didn't know any better, I would think I was in a BMW.
Yeah, after owning
it, one.
Yeah, when you open the doors and stuff.
Yeah, and then the iOS system in it gets old quickly, or the infotainment system under the BMW badge always does. Like Dave said, like they're cutting edge for a minute and then it gets aged out.
Yeah.
So I feel like Nissan at least kind of supports that a little bit more, for lack of a better word.
Maybe it's part of their charm of where they can't go as fast as other companies. That
maybe there's a little more longevity with it.
Now, obviously, somebody put the steering wheel on the wrong hand side here.
I wonder why.
But
I do kind of dig the purple.
I think it's sort of a gray that the rendering sort of. Maybe it does. Maybe there's a little hue to it. I've always thought the Z interior was great. Now, remember they were offering the weird blues and stuff, and I think this tan is new, which to me gives it that Porsche vibes a little bit of that. It gives it a little more, to me, high end feel. As far as driving, you drove the Z, you drove fine.
Well, and I feel like the Z had a little bit more.
It was more spacious, I think.
I think the Z handled better, from what I remember with it. I didn't drive the Supra, but I passengered with it.
Which is weird, because we've had two press release Supras.
Yeah. I don't think I drove either one, did I? I know I didn't drive the first one.
Because I offered the second one, because I got the manual transmission when it first came out in the Supra, because I wanted to experience that. And you're not big on manuals though. You
No.
can drive them, but you're not.
I have too many control issues to drive a manual. But yeah, so I feel like even as a passenger, I felt like the Z handled a little better, that there was a little bit more control of the vehicle on the road, and the Super just I felt like it almost had a little bit too much under it in control perspective. If that makes sense.
Wow. I would buy this car. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a good looking car. And I think for the Z, I think the Z ultimately will hold its value better versus the two. Not that either will hold their value well, only because if you look, we live in Nissan territory.
Right.
And if you see how many 350, 370 Zs there are floating around versus anything else of this kind
There's a saturation on the market.
Yeah. So I think people are going to, especially used wise, these are going to be desirable cars because there's companies like Z1 who cater to these cars, man. For anything, the third owner of this car is going to rat it out. They're going to make it a drift car or something silly. It's going to be at some high school with half the fenders beaten into.
Well, the same's going to happen to the Supra.
Well, but the problem with the Supra is I just don't. We talked earlier about the BMW-ness of it.
Yeah.
And we were asked, hey, would you own another BMW? And I was like, yeah, it's a 3-year lease and that's it. I don't want to own that car, I think, in 10 years when I think the Nissan, as far as quality engines and stuff, they do not have problems.
Yeah.
Like they're proven, tested. This engine in this is a true platform. It's a little bit different displacement, but it is the same engine. So I don't worry about the underpinnings of this car like I do the Supra, but I have to say the Supra was a way better driving
You think so?
car. Yeah, the straight 6 in it versus the V6 in this was so much more torquey, fun. But
see, and I think that's the thing for me is the torquiness. I don't always feel it's the control issues in me. I don't always feel like I'm in control with the torquiness.
But that's what you want in a sports car, though. You want to, when you hit it.
Well, you asked the question
I know
what I would like.
I know, but I mean, I think the small refreshes they've done, like the grill and stuff, the way I feel like they've changed this grill here a little bit, the lower valence, just a little bit. I think they gave it more of that. This is how it should have came, is what I feel like, versus what we got initially.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk just a minute about that because I we don't do a lot of sports car stuff here, but I'd like to get them as press loans, if I'm being honest. And if the videos don't do anything, I still want to drive them, experience them. Let's see what Honda Prelude. Yeah, the Prelude is back. No, Andy, it's been dogged. I posted on social media where some dealership was charging $30,000 over for a Prelude. And yeah, no, it's not as sporty as fun as the older Preludes were. Honda's lost their way somehow. I believe the old Preludes were rear wheel drive. I can't. Once again, I'm not a Honda guy per se, even though I own the Element. I'm not a Honda guy to keep up with them.
Go to the 311 Devil Dog. Besides a Z, are you comfortable for us who are 6 foot plus with long legs?
Z, yes.
Z, yes. Supra, no.
Yeah.
No. As you can see, I'm a big girl, and I was not comfortable in the Supra.
Well, that and we had a full size suitcase in the back.
No, not even that. Like not even getting into that. The seats themselves are just not built for.
If I had to choose for the 3 fun cars like in that price range right now, Mustang all day long.
Oh, 100%.
It's easier to get in and out of it.
And I promise you, we're not exclusive Ford people. It's just that the Mustang is the best out of the three.
GT we had. I don't know if you're new Devil Dog to the channel or not, but I've got a GT. It's probably my most watched video here. The GT that we had, the 24, when you start it, it does something the V6 and straight 6 can't do just by starting it. They may be better overall balanced vehicles that handle better, drive better. I know what happens to me when I start that car, the excitement it brings.
Nostalgia.
And I can go take it on the back roads and have a little bit of fun with it and park it and feel okay. These others feel more like, I don't know, kind of shit boxes a little bit. Like at the end of the day, like, I don't know. They just don't
live up to the expectations.
Yeah. So for me personally, the Mustang was, because it doesn't sit as low. I mean, by probably 3 inches or more.
Yeah.
And it just was, to me, was that just getting in and out of the car, and the seats are comfortable.
Yeah. It just feels like it's done better. Yeah. That sounds terrible, but
no, it does. But if you want to feel like you're in a 70s MG style small or 280Z sports car, No, but the other two are way better if you want that feeling.
Text Sandy, I'm glad to hear your dad's doing okay.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You hadn't seen you in the comments in a while. Let's see. Say thank you for giving me my family shout out when my father went to the hospital. He's been in the hospital 4 times and now for surgery. Yeah, that like man, I lost a daughter to cancer and I know what it's like to you're miserable. For one, you worry about your parents or your loved one and you're stuck in a hospital. It sucks. So yeah, I mean, if any little thing like that we can do for somebody, I mean, not who are we?
Right.
You know, I'm a guy that likes bourbon and we're sitting in a bedroom. So
Our daughter's former bedroom.
Yes. So yeah, we love to and would love to meet every one of you guys at some point too.
For sure.
Speaking of which, Broncos Super Celebration East. We'll end up on this. I know we've went over the time we normally go.
Make sure there weren't any chats that we needed to go over before you walk away because there was a lot of talking while we were in.
Oh, any updates on Scouts? Nothing. And I've reached out to Scout recently about this. Scout doesn't like me, I don't think. I don't know why we've ordered one of these bastards or have a reservations on one.
Because we're not the higher echelon of journalists. They don't care.
But there was a lady from Texas that was there that has no pull.
Leave it be.
I know. But no, like I'll get in with Volkswagen at some point, but no, nothing right now. I honestly think probably by spring we will start getting updates. I think we'll get a build-in price by spring. That's just me speculating. It's nothing other than the fact that they said I think it initially said late 26 they would start building them. I think it's late 27 now. I could be wrong. So we should start getting something to wet your chops of like, here's what it's going to cost. Because I'm personally interested in what is that vehicle going to cost us?
Yeah.
Because I may pull out of it if I'm like, I'm not spending $100,000 on a vehicle like EVs that's just tanked. I'm not spending $100,000 on an EV that in 6 months we need to get rid of.
Or it's going to lose $20,000 once it drives off the net. It's 311 Devil Dog says, I don't think we have to go any higher than that. I think we've caught up from their perspective. But here in SoCal, you need to research the dealerships because some turn rotting over time. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And just for the record, we really loved SoCal when we were out there last year.
Oh my God, San Diego
was so much fun. Like we loved
LA,
it.
I'm not an LA guy. I need to do more time in LA, but I've used it. The time I've been to LA was fly in, get the hell out of LA.
Yeah.
San Diego was awesome. I mean, only because we love the food, that Tex-Mex-y kind of food.
Well, and it's not just that. I feel like the
vibe was awesome.
It's more laid back, I think, than LA is, at least where we were in San Diego.
Borrego, so we went and did off-roading stuff with Ford in Borrego Springs.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was super cool.
Even though we
went to Julian, California too.
For the pies.
Julian, we didn't end up getting the pies, but we went to Julian, the pie company.
I felt like the funny thing about Southern California being rednecks from Tennessee.
Rednecks, plural, not plural.
No, redneck. The thing after playing Grand Theft Auto, you're like, I know all these places from playing this game.
Oh my gosh.
But it was like, holy shit, they nailed like Borrego Springs of like trailer parks and nothing else. Like
you really are.
I felt at home. My people. I felt with my people.
Would you rather drive a Ford or a Chevy?
Where's that at?
Right about 80.
Oh man. So I grew up in a Chevrolet household.
As did I.
Kelly's parents, retirees from GM. Her dad built 2500s and her mom
was an experimental auto.
Yeah. And ended up writing manuals.
Her
last job, she was writing manuals.
Yeah, she was writing manuals. And before that, she also wrote like the internal newsletter and stuff like that. She was on like the community growth. And then of course, like I mentioned at the top of the show, she did the auto shows where she was like the booth babe, essentially. At that time.
I'm gonna call Grandma Booth Babe now.
Shut up. But so I grew up GM, you grew up Chevy.
My dad was a hardcore GM guy. So growing up, I said we had that 77 Silverado, which rotted away in Tennessee. Like it had so much I'm from Ohio, so we moved here in 70s. And by the time it got here, it rotted. I mean, the metal of the 70s, we all know, it was just garbage. but I remember we had, oh my God, used Cadillacs, he loved Buick too. Loved Buick.
Well, Buick was the bouginess, just short of Cadillac.
It was like in between Pontiac and Cadillac.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like you got horsepower, but yet he loved Buicks, man. And my first car was a Buick Skyhawk, an 85 Buick Skyhawk. They bought brand new. Ran that into the ground, ended up totaling that car out. Not my fault, believe it or not. Because I was an idiot. You would have thought I would have back then. Oh, Dave totaled out another car.
I haven't heard the story from anyone else but this one.
Personally, so. I've owned a Cavalier. I owned that Buick. I owned a Buick Regal. 90 Buick Regal. We called the Blue Ant because my license plate had A and T in it. So my buddy Jim's like, we're gonna call that the Ant now. And I was like, oh my God. So, and then my first new car I bought was a 94 or 5, I think 94 Firebird. My own hard-earned money, like had to do my first car deal. I had the guy I worked for, a musician that I worked for and out of Nashville, a songwriter. He helped sort of negotiate, like, because I would have been like, just sign.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it without my parents. I didn't want them, like, they knew I was looking at cars, but they probably didn't take me seriously. And then I traded that in for a 97, right when the Ford F-150 changed over to that more stylish curved front end.
And you paid way too much for it.
I leased that because I was over in my Firebird. And then I had a used F-250, which I love, that old 89 F-250 dual tank, almost a contractor package. It had a radio.
Lord, you've had a lot of cars.
Oh, I've had a lot of cars, but no, so I'm not particular to, like, I'm not like a Ford guy or a Chevy guy or any. Doing this job, you kind of have to give up your allegiance a little bit.
Yeah.
Ram pickup trucks right now are probably my favorite.
That's not the question.
No, I'm going there. As far as like full size trucks of what I'm leaning to for certain things, I mean, how can you go wrong with a Chevrolet Vet? Like, you can't go wrong with a Vet. It depends, I guess. Ultimately, it just depends on what you're looking for. I will say, quality across the board, whether you hear all these recalls or not, quality is pretty damn good compared to what it used to be.
Yeah. For me, I've had a Grand Am. I've had a Malibu.
Well, growing up, there's no way you didn't have a GM, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about my personal cars. So I've had a Grand Am, I've had a Malibu. My first car that I bought for myself without my parents, maybe they co-signed, but like I was responsible for it, was a Chevy Cobalt.
That was a fun little car.
It was a fun little car. We actually found the deal sheet recently, or not the deal sheet, but the window sticker. It's upstairs. Oh, did you bring them down? We found the window sticker recently. It's actually kind of funny when we looked at all the different things. I bought an ashtray only because it came in.
Coming down, Kelly.
He's wearing shorts, don't you worry. I bought an ashtray I found out because it was part of the package vehicle.
So I always say when we buy new vehicles for the channel, I always say the window sticker. I don't know where
the ashtray and lighter was $15 for a non-smoking girl. That's
big spender.
A big thing. My sunroof was $725 on my package,
which is probably what it'd be about now, to be honest.
My auto transmission on it was $850, which is like half of what they are now. And then my sport package was $595.
Ooh, so I lied earlier. Our Jeep Gladiator was $47,625. I think with financing, it was right at $50,000.
Yeah. You want to guess what my destination fee was in 2006?
Let's see. $600.
$590.
Damn, do I know cars or what?
And now it's anywhere between $1,295 and $2,000.
No, they're more than that now. I think GM's almost $1,800.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but I mean, there is nobody's other than, like, weirdly, Toyota and Nissan.
That's what I'm saying. Like 1,200 and something odd bucks up to $2,000.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
I get it, but
nobody listens to me.
You
see, everybody, he doesn't listen. But yeah, that was my Chevy Cobalt, my little two-door. But yes, so GM, I grew up, since both of my parents worked for General Motors and they had the special lease program, we changed vehicles every 3 years. Or each parent changed vehicles every 3 years. And so they had staggered it. So
you talk about modifying a vehicle and seeing somebody's heart fall
Could you let me finish and then you can talk? I let you finish.
all the time.
Do you see what this? Anyway, so my mom would get a new car every 3 years. My dad would get every 3 years, but they would stagger them so that we would have a new car every year and a half. And so we would have something. My favorite that my mom got was the Tahoe. We had a Chevy Tahoe. It was blue and it had blue like velvet or velour interior. That was my favorite one that she had on.
Valley Dude's going to well, for one, a Dodgers game. It's a dream to see that stadium. And two, we just got in and out here in Tennessee.
We did.
And we did a
quick little short on it.
Had 89 minutes to get from check to the start, the end of the line, all the way to the finish line.
Yeah. But yes, modifying vehicles was definitely interesting when you and I got together. Because I grew up in a household where we leased the vehicles and had to turn in every 3 years. There was no modifications done to the vehicle. You kept it pristine. And this one started cutting on his first vehicle.
I bought a Nissan.
What the hell are you doing?
I bought a Nissan Xterra. We had a tornado come through and destroyed my new truck. And at the time, the economy was going to shit. And we were like, we can't spend a ton of money on a vehicle. Because my job, my daily is, I'm a land surveyor. I'm tied to construction. So when construction died, so did my job. So we knew better to go buy $20,000-$30,000 car payment. Yeah. And I think we paid what, $7,000 for that Xterra.
No.
Yeah. And it was we knew we wanted 4-wheel drive. And so I off-roaded professionally for my business, and we went to an off-road park with a buddy one time, and I was like, well, this looks fun. Even though I've been doing this shit for 20 years. And so yeah, I started customizing this Nissan Xterra, ripping panels off and taking the hacksaw to it, and she had a stroke.
I'm losing my ever-loving shit over here.
And then I got her into it where she started doing it.
Yeah, that. And I started doing my own how-tos. Right there, that one.
Yeah.
Will Jeep Wranglers get less expensive, like not costing 60 grand, or even what they are now for even basic Rubicon or even 2026 Willys, like 50 will be more will they ever be more affordable?
Nothing's ever went down.
I don't think so. No, you can't say that. The only thing that's gone down has been the Bronco Raptor, because they came out of the gate too high. They dropped.
No, they came out probably too low, and then they jumped it when dealers started getting 30 grand extra. That's when they jumped the price up.
But either way, they jumped it, and then they started doing rebates. So I don't see them coming down in price.
No, unfortunately, I think Wranglers are. I don't think they're going to. So they just I take that back. They just lowered the price ish by $1,000. Not justifiable to go, oh shit, I got to jump in and get the latest Wrangler now because I can afford it. But no, I think you're going to see the next Sport's going to be starting at 50. Willys is 65 to 70, and then Rubicons, for God's sakes, are going to be 80 to 90. Unfortunately, I mean, but the problem is it's that you got to pay to play.
Yeah.
And inflation, I think, will mellow the pandemic out a little bit from pricing to not, it'll be more expensive, but they can't just like, oh, next model's got to be 5 to 10 grand more.
Right.
But at the same point, nothing goes down. Like it unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Well, and I think a lot of companies are still having to recoup from the pandemic, whether you realize it or not. There's a lot of impact.
Can you imagine what they had to do by laptops? Like, companies were probably spent $50 to $80 million on computers.
And I know the company that I worked for at the time, they said we would never go home because our specific job could not work from home. But yet they ended up closing our call center when it was all said and done.
I told her when they sent her home, I said, you'll never go back.
But
what a deal.
But they had a 5-year lease on that. So they still had to pay for the building. They had to pay for people to be at home. They still had to pay to put electricity in the building, things like that. Mm-hmm. The only thing they didn't have to pay for was 24/7 multiple people security.
But what a deal. I pay the electrical bill now. I pay for the internet.
Yeah.
And
when we first came home, they were giving us a $50 a month stipend.
Oh yeah.
But then they started to phase that out and go, as of I think it was July of, what did I leave there in 23? July of 22, I think they came out and they were like, oh yeah, we're not going to give the stipend anymore. Yeah, this is just part of your job now.
Here's that foot up your ass.
Right.
Let's see. We got time for a couple more here. Let's see. Let's see. I think companies are recovering from the forced EV mandates. Yes. No, that
100% on that too.
That was, Ford announced 2 weeks ago that the Lightning was dead. They're gonna don't act like they're not gonna do something else. There's rumors of not a Maverick, but they're gonna call it something else. A small electric truck coming out from Ford, maybe this year. So just keep your eye out on that. They're not giving up on it because they've invested too much money. But it's like so the place they built in Memphis, it was going to be a battery plant.
Oh yeah,
supposed to do lightning stuff like that.
Is that
They've announced now that they're going to look at it for something else down the road. Now they invested $5 billion in that plant. Kentucky, they invested $5 billion in a plant. Now, guess what? They don't like to talk about it, but the government offset a bunch of that to, we're going to help
with the EV crisis,
get EV. But they announced, I think it's SK batteries. They pulled out. They're no longer partners in batteries. They're going to get to use part of that plant, but Ford has nothing to do with what they do now. GM's kind of in the same boat. You've got Hummers that you can't sell. GM does a great battery with it. Their 400-mile range which is what everybody wanted. But guess what? The battery is that tall off the vehicle. It just looks obnoxious in the vehicle. They can't sell those things. Tesla sales are down, but I think that's mostly due to Elon's political affiliations.
Yeah.
I think Tesla's a quality
more than
vehicle.
The product
for EVs. Tesla's still the quality vehicle, but now you got competition too. Hyundai, everybody's making a fairly decent EV.
And they've had to.
Yeah,
they've been mandated to.
Was it I forget what it is, the 5N, whatever, the one you can shift. I still want to drive that car from Hyundai, a little hot hatch. But yeah, no, it's Gianco Monkey says I want to go back in the office so bad.
So I used to think that too, but then I've realized working from home and the flexibility that I have for working from home is nice because I can travel and work from home. Because I actually had a job offer for a local government agency here, and had the money matched, I probably would have. But looking hindsight, like as much as we kind of travel and things like that, it may not have been the best fit from that perspective. But I will say, I get way more done working from home than I would in the office, because when I would go in once a month, everybody would talk my ear off and I would get nothing done that day. And I would have to plan for that to be the day that it was a lost day.
You now but you also work, you don't work normal hours either. You'll work after we all go to bed. You go back to work for a little, you probably put more hours in than you would normally do.
No, I work a straight 40 because I'm not allowed to work past 40, but I make those hours work for our family when it works. So if I need to go pick up Sid for softball or things like that, I can go, I'm going to log out and I'm going to go pick her up. I'll come back after dinner. So that, to me, the flexibility from that perspective works for me. But definitely I have noticed that I'm weird socially sometimes though, when we go places, because I don't work with people one-on-one all the time.
Yeah. I would never travel from Vegas to California. EV gas is fast and dependable. Yeah. There's certain, the wattage, they're cranking the wattage up on those chargers, and some of the batteries are able to accept the higher fast charging. But no, it's still, for me, I think of driving to Detroit when we go up this week. I just can't imagine having to plan my trip. And they go, oh, well, you get 400 miles range. Well, it's going to be cold, so you're going to get probably about 350. So you're not getting what you thought. You're going to want
to drive a little faster. Yeah. So you're going to get 275.
And then you got to wait an hour for it to charge. I don't know. Is it doable? Anything is, but yeah. No, I'm with you. Fast. It's convenient.
Yep.
And it looks like we're going to take Venezuela to have more gas.
It's not. Going to Supercell.
Oh, back to Super. I want to wrap that up. So Supercell East, Super Celebration East, which is a Bronco event we will be at. We'll have a booth at. I don't know that we're going to have anything to sell this year, but we will be there. The Bronco will be there. Should be wrapped in something fun. You saw the thumbnail. You have an idea what it might look like. But come out. You don't even have to own a Bronco to come out, man. I suggest, if you like old Broncos, it's a great place here in East Tennessee to check this out. It's in April? Sometime April, middle of April somewhere. in Townsend, Tennessee, which is right under Gatlinburg. So that's if you like,
It's the quiet side.
Yeah, if you like Gatlinburg, though, there's all the fun there, all the fun scenic roads you can drive there. There's bears everywhere. Last year we had a bear run out in front of Mark and Jess.
We did.
That was interesting. Of course, he had his new camera on his
dash cam.
Yeah, his new dash cam.
Wolf box.
Yeah, that's great. Wolf box. And who sponsored a video? But
I don't have it in our calendar. I was trying to look the date up.
Anyways, so come out. We're gonna have Tom with Super Celebration and Allie back on here in probably 2 weeks, I think. And because we'll be traveling for the auto show this week, and then game on, man. We are back to weekly podcasts here on this channel, and we're you guys ever we talked about last week. You ever want us to debate something or look at something in the industry, like asking good questions about GM or whatever tonight? Just email me, allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. Go to our website, allterrainnation.com, because guess what? We post news articles there. I type out things.
It's mostly him.
Yeah, it's all me, unless we hire somebody to do some guest appearances, which, speaking of,
got one coming up.
We have a major journalist who just did a couple shorts for us at the Dakar Rally.
Yeah.
So
definitely stay tuned just for us.
Yeah. They the Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia area this time, well, Egypt area somewhere. And yeah, we're doing some coverage for us there. We're trying to expand, guys. I want to bring you all kinds of cool news, but for us to do this and to be able to afford to do this, I need you to smash the like button for me. I need to get Google's algorithm back in my favor. And for some reason this past year, I've gotten some feedback from people going, Dave, you interrupt people, which is true. I get excited. I have ADHD. I just get excited.
You just admitted that publicly.
Well, I mean,
I've diagnosed him. I have no medical of any kind.
You look like you're in scrubs. Are you telling me you're not a doctor?
No, I'm not. I have no medical training, but I work for a medical company. But I have diagnosed him, and he has been resisting it and resisting it and resisting it, and now he has finally realized it. But yes, he interrupts people because if he holds it in, he can't pay attention to what the conversation is that's happening, because he has to get it out. I know, because it happens to me too.
I'll forget it.
He'll forget it. So that's why he kind of comes across as like talking over people or interrupting, but it's not. It's that he's wanting to have a conversation with people. So
interrupting Al?
But he's working on it.
Interrupting Al?
I'm not
Oop.
I'm not falling for that. Supercell is April 15th through 18th.
All right. I knew it was like the 14th. It'll be the 14th for us.
Yeah.
We got to load in. But yeah, come check it out. Mark and Jess will have there from ATN Off-Road. Our sister channel will be there. They've got some fun stuff. I know his Broncos just ripped apart right now. Some fun stuff. But
he won't say anything about what is happening.
Oh, I know what's happening.
No, I'm saying you won't.
No, that's none of my business. But you might see some of that fun stuff on ATN Off-Road. If you guys like off-road parts, reviews, stuff like that, we do some trail stuff over there as well. So go check out that channel, which this is broadcasting on tonight. So hi from ATN Off-Road and All Terrain Nation.
And if for some reason you like bourbon, Dave has started a bourbon channel.
I may or may not like bourbon.
Called Bourbon Nation, and you're welcome to join that. I'm not telling you that so that you have to go over there, but if you're interested, that's actually what we're going to be doing this weekend. Is we're doing some videos.
Oh, the bourbon run. We're going to be in Frankfort, Kentucky,
do a bourbon
at our probably our favorite hotel of all time.
Yes, the Delegate.
The Delegate, amazing in this
Frankfort,
Kentucky. In this weird. It's the weirdest place for this place, but
it's an old button factory.
Yeah,
super cool.
Hey, put a button on that.
Put a pin in.
So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it does not matter what you drive, guys. As long as you're having fun, and when you park it at a parking lot and you turn around and you look at it and you're happy, that's all that matters, man. It's been your All Terrain Nation presented by White Knuckle Off-Road. And what are we, Kelly?
We're out.
Peace, everybody. See y'all next week-ish, maybe. Probably.